Welcome to Dessert First. My name is Wendy Hargraves and I'm coming to you live today from St. Ali in South Melbourne with the man who created this place, Salvatore Malatesta, and my special co-host today, the Herald Sun's restaurant critic, Kara Irving. Welcome, Kara.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Well, this is all very exciting because we're able to enjoy, even though it's freezing cold, we can enjoy this fantastic outdoor area, which is the whole idea of Dessert First. We've got the City of Port Phillip is backing this project to help hospitality venues make the most of their outdoor areas in the pits of winter. Because let's face it, we Melburnians, we're tough. We can rug up and we can do it when there is cake. And this cake is very special. Salvatore's come up with it, especially today for Dessert First. And it's going to be on the menu at St. Ali if any of you are around here and like to have a crack at it. But I think the best person to talk us through this is the cook.
Wendy, thank you so much for having me on your show and City of Port Phillip for all the joy you brought us restaurateurs over this pandemic. They've been great. You know, this parking at the front out here really made a difference for us post lockdown, and we had a great time.
Awesome.
The cake, however, because we're in sort of a geographical lockdown, I wanted to transport back to the place I last was overseas, and that happened to be in Sicily, in Taormina. And so Sicilian blood oranges, right now, are sort of a transport vehicle back to Sicily, back to summer. And I came up with this idea of a blood orange, Sicilian blood orange upside down cake. And to be completely transparent, I was in New York in 2013 and had something very similar. So I'm not sure if the inspiration was entirely my own.
Well, there's nothing new under the sun, is there?
It's so good.
Can you see this, Neil? It's amazing. Now this is the evolution of your cake, right?
Yeah, right.
So should we start with this one? What have we got here?
So I took the original cake idea and iterated along the way. This one here, you might think is your grandmother cooking. It's very rustic in its appearance and in its strong flavour profile. I mean, polenta is consistent all the way through. In the middle, we got very pretty, and we changed the base and we refined the flour. And at the end here, I think we've got the perfect cake, which is a hybrid of the two. And it's what I refer to as rough luxe. So it's luxurious, like velvet. You want to curl up in a bed, do no kind with it,
And apply to face.
and apply it to your face, or
Whatever you choose.
Whatever you choose. Yeah.
Now, Kara, let's apply your critique eye over these tasting paddles, which I think it'll be this one at the end that you'll be served if you come up to St. Ali.
This is the one, yeah.
This is the one you'll be getting if you come here for a coffee. But Kara, what do you think?
Well, they all look delicious, but I feel like we do eat it with our eyes, so you need to make a judgment on whether it looks good. So they're all ticking boxes here, but I guess we're just going to have to try them, I think, because we can't call it right away.
That's very true. So we start with number one.
Go ahead.
This was baked. Well, talk us through
Get
this. Talk us through. You did
Be
this
very
at the
good.
How many
weekend.
lives do I have? Do I have like one life, or what happens?
That's the sort of thing you want. You're riding a bike at the top of a mountain, you open a picnic basket,
Little grappa.
little grappa.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of texture,
Yeah.
but I like it.
Is there fig in this?
There's no figure. There's a bit of Contro and there's a bit of Coffee Cure, a collaboration project with Mr. Black. So that should be the output that's coming through. And there's a lot of caramelisation in this one. So
I love the caramelisation on the top. I love that it's almost granular, like the top. It's crusty, it's delicious, sweet, sticky. Yeah, really liking it.
This actually looks a lot better. Tastes a lot better than it looks.
no, that's the ugly duckling. I mean, this is beautiful ugly. You know, I like imperfection in people and in cakes, and I'm always.
That's why we're good friends.
Yeah. I mean, no one wants Barbie, right? No one I know does. I like imperfections. So.
Although with all this like Melbourne black, I am feeling a little bit like Big Bird.
You are.
But anyway.
Very Barbie vibes.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm just freezing, so this is my only real.
Yeah.
You're not from Melbourne. So.
Yeah, that's right. So now I'm going to dig into the second one. Now this is the one that you came up with slightly more refined ingredients.
Yeah.
to try and improve on this one?
I had help from a friend with this one, who's a pretty famous pastry chef actually. And
No names?
oh, look, I don't know. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. I just got, and he's more sort of in the fine Michelin star restaurant kind of category. And so you can see from the way the citrus is placed and sliced, it's much thinner, much more elegant. And the polenta has been sieved and all that kind of stuff. So it moved away from the hard rocks, rustic stuff, and it's more refined. So what do you think?
I really like it. I like how dense it is. Like, I feel like there's a lot more finesse to this particular cake. I feel like this is a bit more, as you were saying, like rustic, and grandma's baked this at home and pulled it out of the oven. Delicious. But this one's got a bit more finesse to it, and I think you could definitely see this in in a cake shop, and you could have it with some nice cream, which I think I'm going to steal a little bit of this one
good
too.
idea.
That's a good idea.
Because I think it needs something like this to it. It's still delicious in its own right, but
What's in the cream?
Look, Wendy, I don't like pulling a hat over. I didn't do the cream, the chef did the cream. So
You've got people for that.
I got cream people. I don't know what is
Look,
it.
to be honest, I don't dig that one.
You don't dig that one?
I don't dig that one.
Okay.
I find like it's almost custardy, and I really like the texture of the polenta.
That's good. This was my first. This one's, and you know what's interesting? This one here is 3 days old now. So because I cooked a couple on the weekend, and the first one I completely bastardized, and this one worked. So I'm pretty happy.
All right.
And then finally, the last one, which is our head chef Greg McFarland, together with me after we've sort of gone through a couple of iterations. He's got his own take and his own eye. I think he's nailed it. Like I said, I think it's prettier than mine. Mine's pretty ugly. He's pretty.
You've got the darker orange areas.
And he was lucky enough to get the really dark
Yeah.
blood oranges, and I was early in the season.
Oh, and it's really syrupy. This is my kind of cake.
What do you reckon? Imagine warmed up. Yeah, okay. That's
Because
it.
nothing is
so
warm
that
out
it
here
looks
right now.
good, but does it taste good? Real question.
Will it be as good as the dirty mongrel at the start?
It's in your hands, guys. What do you reckon, Wendy?
I will be brutally honest. Yeah. That looks like I'm desperately wanting that to be first because it looks so good. But I still prefer this one. And I know I'm sounding like a complete suck by doing this because I've inflamed an already large ego here.
Yeah.
So
Well, you're not inflaming, you're feeding it. This is a large ego, and it takes a lot of feeding. So,
But no, I think there's a hell of a lot of sugar and a lot of syrupiness in this one. So if you're a sweet tooth, you're going to absolutely dig this. But this is much more homemade and
yeah, so I think you've given me an idea. I reckon what we should do is the upside down blood orange cake flight. So we'll reduce the cake
That's
slice
a good
and
one.
serve all three together. And so as a punter, you can take the iteration journey along with me.
And you should do a drinks pairing with it as well.
Absolutely.
Different coffee, alcohol, whatever
Oh,
you're
yeah.
choosing.
oh yeah.
But Wendy, just to that point, and I am not trying
Go on,
to
tell me, go on.
not
Go on.
trying to balloon the ego, but I
Yes.
do agree with Wendy in
Thank you.
that this is pretty, and I do love how syrupy and Christmas cakey it is on the top. It's gorgeous, but I do love the granularized sugar, the grittiness of this cake. I think it just reminds me of something that like Gran would make, like a nice apple pie with the sugar on top
And
that
it feels
caramelization.
wholesome.
Yeah, that warmed up and with a little bit of cream is whew. But
Yeah.
but I would happily eat all of these
Yeah.
any day of the week.
So
I
you've
wouldn't
heard
say
it
no
here
to cake.
first. You've had it here first. You're going to be able to come to St. Ali and do the flight. Do the blood orange flight.
Like that?
And wash it down with a nice little iced coffee or something boozy.
Yeah. And some coffee cured Contro.
Yeah.
But each
Espresso
one is
martini.
probably, you'll have to get the som involved and see which one.
So I'm just trying to think. So this is like healing. This is like disco.
Yeah.
Healing disco
And fancy pants.
fancy.
Yes.
Okay,
I
good.
like it. I'm going to come back and get some more of this. This is good.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So good.
Now, we've been coming to you today thanks to the City of Port Phillip, who's been basically supporting this whole Dessert First campaign to encourage us all to do this and get out. It's not actually that cold out here. I know we might look like we're freezing.
It's not cold at all.
Because we've rugged up. We're Melburnians. We know how to deal with the cold weather. Right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
We can do
We've got
this.
this.
We've got this. As we're on the verge of more news with COVID, it's more important for us to eat outside when we go out as well. It's much safer to be out here. So this has been a really rocky little adventure today, because we've live streamed and we've stopped and we've live streamed and we've stopped, and now we've got another. This is our final effort at doing Dessert First here from St. Ali in South Melbourne. Reminder also that if you do happen to go out and have dessert, make sure you take a photo, put it up on Instagram, hashtag Dessert Port Phillip and the venue where you're having your meal, and you could get a really cool staycation at the Prince Hotel in St Kilda with cocktails from Starwood Whiskey. So I highly recommend you give that a crack, and stay tuned, because we'll be coming to you from St Kilda on Saturday with lots of cheesy desserts on Fitzroy Street. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today and being so patient with our technical issues earlier.
Pleasure.
We had Salvatore Malatesta here from St. Ali and Kara Irving from the Herald Sun. Thanks, guys.
So much.
We'll be back with you soon. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.